1. Which principle of adult learning is most applicable when designing continuing education for MCVSD instructors? A. Passive listening methods increase retention. B. Learners prefer material relevant to their daily practice. C. Rote memorization ensures long-term knowledge application. D. Adult learners thrive on uniform, standardized instruction. 2. In evaluating student performance within MCVSD programs, which method best balances fairness and rigor? A. Using only multiple-choice testing. B. Incorporating both formative and summative assessments. C. Relying exclusively on peer evaluations. D. Providing one final exam without feedback. 3. When developing a new MCVSD curriculum in vocational health sciences, the first priority should be A. Ordering textbooks from a vendor. B. Aligning content with state and industry standards. C. Ensuring all teachers have identical lesson plans. D. Selecting a single evaluation tool for all programs. 4. Which communication strategy is most effective when mentoring new MCVSD faculty? A. Delivering lengthy policy memos without dialogue. B. Modeling best practices and encouraging reflective discussion. C. Avoiding feedback to promote independence. D. Maintaining strict top-down instruction. 5. In compliance with regulatory standards, MCVSD must ensure that its vocational programs A. Ignore federal mandates for workforce development. B. Meet both state educational standards and industry credentialing requirements. C. Focus only on academic theory without practice. D. Prioritize faculty convenience over student outcomes. 6. Which adult learning approach best supports MCVSD's mission to prepare students for employment? A. Instructor-centered lecturing. B. Competency-based and experiential learning. C. Memorization-focused drills. D. Uniform delivery without adaptation. 7. In evaluating a new apprenticeship program at MCVSD, the most reliable strategy would be A. Reviewing student attendance records only. B. Conducting longitudinal outcome assessments with employer feedback. C. Focusing solely on classroom test scores. D. Asking for faculty impressions without data. 8. Which curriculum development model is most aligned with vocational education goals? A. Tyler's Objectives Model. B. Kolb's Experiential Learning Cycle. C. Gardner's Multiple Intelligences Model. D. Bloom's Taxonomy without adaptation. 9. Effective communication with diverse stakeholders in MCVSD programs requires A. Using only technical jargon for clarity. B. Adapting language to the audience while maintaining accuracy. C. Delivering one-way instructions without feedback. D. Avoiding difficult conversations to maintain harmony. 10. When mentoring students in MCVSD's technical programs, faculty should emphasize A. Passive observation of tasks. B. Active practice with guided feedback. C. Rote memorization of procedure manuals. D. Avoiding mistakes at all costs. 11. Regulatory compliance in MCVSD's career programs requires attention to A. FERPA and OSHA regulations. B. Teacher preferences in grading. C. Parental approval for lesson plans. D. Community surveys only. 12. Which evaluation method is most appropriate for measuring competency in a vocational skill? A. Written essay responses. B. Direct performance-based assessment. C. Multiple-choice quizzes only. Student self-reports. 13. A key adult learning principle MCVSD should apply in professional development is A. Adults learn best when instruction is imposed without context. B. Adults value autonomy and relevance in learning. C. Adults depend entirely on external rewards. D. Adults require identical pacing regardless of experience. 14. In building a new MCVSD welding program, curriculum developers should A. Base objectives solely on academic theory. B. Integrate safety standards, hands-on training, and certification alignment. C. Use the same syllabus as unrelated vocational programs. D. Focus only on employer feedback. 15. When evaluating instructional quality, MCVSD administrators should prioritize A. Student outcomes and instructional effectiveness. B. Teacher popularity ratings. C. Frequency of homework assignments. D. Length of class lectures. 16. In a mentoring program for new teachers at MCVSD, effective guidance should include A. Demonstrating classroom strategies and debriefing afterward. B. Leaving teachers entirely on their own. C. Providing only written policies. D. Critiquing without offering support. 17. What communication skill is essential for vocational instructors mentoring adult learners? A. Avoiding questions to save time. B. Active listening and feedback. C. Using identical messages for all learners. Talking without checking for understanding. 18. To comply with accreditation standards, MCVSD must document A. Student learning outcomes and program effectiveness. Faculty satisfaction alone. C. Budget requests only. D. Parent involvement rates. 19. Which evaluation technique provides real-world evidence of student readiness? A. Simulated workplace performance assessments. Memorization of definitions. C. Group discussions without measurement. D. Attendance logs. 20. In vocational curriculum design, backward planning ensures A. Objectives align with assessments and outcomes. B. Lessons are developed spontaneously. C. Instruction ignores future employment needs. D. Content is chosen at random. 21. Which mentoring strategy supports reflective practice among MCVSD faculty? A. Asking open-ended questions to stimulate self-analysis. B. Providing answers without dialogue. C. Mandating uniform teaching without flexibility. D. Avoiding feedback on observed lessons. 22. Which adult learning theory best underpins MCVSD's project-based learning? A. Behaviorism. B. Experiential learning. C. Classical conditioning. Structuralism. 23. Regulatory compliance in MCVSD's health sciences programs includes ensuring A. HIPAA compliance in clinical training. B. Only teacher convenience in scheduling. C. Avoiding state oversight of facilities. D. Limiting student exposure to authentic practice. 24. Which evaluation practice promotes continuous improvement in MCVSD programs? A. Data-driven program reviews with stakeholder input. B. Isolated teacher preferences. C. Sporadic evaluation without follow-up. D. Informal surveys only. 25. A critical skill for effective vocational communication is A. Simplifying technical instructions without losing accuracy. B. Using advanced jargon exclusively. C. Avoiding repetition of key points. D. Speaking without considering learner comprehension. 26. When developing a curriculum for adult vocational learners, MCVSD should A. Integrate prior experience into new learning. B. Assume all learners start at the same level. C. Deliver identical pacing without adjustments. D. Avoid contextual learning. 27. Which evaluation method ensures fairness in diverse vocational classrooms? A. Offering multiple pathways to demonstrate competency. B. Using only written tests. C. Assigning identical tasks regardless of accommodations. D. Grading participation only. 28. In mentoring peer instructors, which feedback method is most constructive? A. Balanced feedback with examples of strengths and growth areas. B. General praise without details. C. Public criticism in staff meetings. D. Avoiding feedback to preserve relationships. 29. To ensure program alignment, MCVSD curriculum must connect A. Standards, instruction, and assessment. B. Student preferences and teacher convenience. C. Textbook chapters to lecture length. D. Budget to class size. 30. Which communication strategy supports collaboration across MCVSD programs? A. Regular interdepartmental meetings with shared agendas. B. Isolated planning without coordination. C. Exclusive use of email with no dialogue. D. One-way announcements only. 31. In regulatory compliance audits, MCVSD should prioritize evidence of A. Student achievement and safety adherence. B. Teacher job satisfaction surveys. C. Textbook purchasing records. D. Athletic performance results. 32. Which adult learning strategy motivates vocational students most effectively? A. Problem-centered and practical applications. B. Passive note-taking during lectures. Memorizing isolated facts. D. Uniform lecture pacing for all learners. 33. In mentoring vocational students, MCVSD faculty should focus on A. Scaffolding learning experiences toward independence. B. Avoiding student mistakes at all costs. C. One-size-fits-all approaches. D. Directing without allowing questions. 34. In MCVSD's vocational programs, which strategy best supports continuous professional growth for instructors? A. Attending a single annual workshop without follow-up. B. Engaging in ongoing professional learning communities, PLCs. C. Relying only on personal teaching experience. D. Avoiding collaboration to maintain independence. 35. When evaluating the effectiveness of MCVSD's mentoring initiatives, which evidence is most valuable? A. Increased collaboration and improved student performance among mentored teachers. B. Number of meetings scheduled per semester. C. Length of mentoring reports submitted. D. Faculty satisfaction surveys without outcome measures.